I think sometimes in my business you can be lucky. I think in business you have to identify a need and deliver it. I think there are elements where, or there are times when luck will give you success for a time. But I'm a great believer that successful businesses are built on values, not on luck. And provided your values are good values, then they work. And let me just expand. Specifically in my business, I'm in the financial business. The reason why we're a fund management company. We manage pension schemes, primarily the pension scheme of BT pension scheme, but also of other institutional clients. The city forgot its values, and it's forgot that it's there to look after ordinary people's savings. It completely forgot it. And the city got to a stage where it thought its purpose was to perpetuate itself and to make more money. Now, some firms got lucky for a time, and then we had the crash of '08, and their luck ran out. For firms to last a long time, for this city to last a long time, you would need them to go back to the values, and that is not about luck. That's about deciding what is right and doing what is right, not just for the people involved, us, not just for our clients, by the way, which is important. And by our clients, I mean the underlying ordinary people. The city lives on the savings of ordinary people who do not make a lot of money, and it's for them that we should serve, but also on the community that we live in. And if you have these values and you know where you're going, then no, it's not luck. It's actually applying it correctly.
My motto is get lucky and say yes.
Get lucky and say yes. Explain.
The reason is that you do get lucky in life, but you can also put yourself in a position
to be
more lucky than you would be. That might be by figuring out what you would like to do next, or what skills you need, or who in your network might be interesting or useful to you. So an example of that was I was working in California, thinking about Mexico down the road, thinking they hadn't done a big electricity reform and maybe they like to think about that. I got lucky and met somebody at a conference who was opening an operation in Mexico. It turned out that his man in Mexico was a friend of the energy minister.
Right.
Was that luck or what? But actually, I was thinking ahead. Then, of course, saying yes, well, that involves you getting out of your comfort zone quite a bit. So again, you have to prepare yourself for that. But I think these days, your organisations do support you because their success is your success.
I think there's something about being respectful of just how difficult the circumstances are for some people. And I guess I partly say that because I do see a lot of people where, I've seen many people in situations where, people who are caught up in terminal illness, or because of the nature of what I do in Quest, people in prison. I've spent time with young people in prison serving very long sentences. I spent time with people who are in dire poverty, who can't put a proper meal on the, into the home for their children. And I've got a lot of respect for just how difficult that is, and you could say how unlucky that is. And they didn't bring it upon themselves necessarily. Sometimes people did, but more often than not, they didn't. So there's something about in life about just honouring that really, and noting that when you do very well, some of that you've made for yourself, but some of it is you may be born with some blessings.
But I remember selling a .com for about £20 million when I was, in my, late 20s or something. And 3 weeks later I won the lottery. I didn't win the big one. I didn't get the 6 numbers, whatever. I got 5 in the bonus, so I got about 70 grand or something like that. But 3 weeks after getting a cheque for 20 mil. I've got to tell you first of all that winning 70 grand on the lottery was a much better feeling than getting a cheque for 20 million, because it's, with a 20 million bet, you kind of feel you've got to share it around with your shareholder, and you feel you've given something away from it. The 70 grand, it just falls on your lap, and it's just the most surreal feeling. But I bought a ticket. Buying the ticket meant I had a chance, albeit an improbable chance. I had a chance of winning the lottery. Certainly it applies to life that I have friends that have been childhood friends that I still see on a Friday night for poker now, who And they took the mickey out of me when I won the lottery. It was like, Mark, all the luck always happens to you. Why does all the luck always happen to you? They're not going to play cards with you now. All the luck happens to you. And in the meantime, you know, they're playing Grand Theft Auto or FIFA or whatever they're doing during their days. Good luck to them. But, you know, you've got to go out with your tush and go and do some graft and press some flesh and push yourself hard and, you know, be prepared to take some risks. And the more you do that and the more you do it with focus and reflection, generally, the more good stuff happens.